Hello, I'm Paul Hand, and a very warm welcome, badminton fans, to the Thai capital, Bangkok, the world's most visited and hottest city. A cacophony of colour and glinting waterways, this hugely popular travel destination. Our venue, Bangkok's colossal Impact Arena here, playing host to our continuing badminton coverage all week of the 2018 Total BWF Thomas and Yuba Cup Finals. The 30th edition of the Thomas Cup, that's the prize awarded for the men's World Team Championships, and well, there we are. That's where we are on the map. And round-robin group matches will be completed by the end of play tonight, following which a quarter-final knockout draw starts at 9 AM tomorrow and unfolds all the way to the climatic weekend finals. So we'll know the top two ranked teams from each group that qualify for the knockout stage. The group standings, well, Korea and Indonesia in Group B lead with 2 wins each over Canada and Thailand, meaning that only Indonesia and Korea will progress to the knockout stages. Shortly on Show Court 2, those two nations face off to determine the winner of Group B, which in itself will result in a preferential draw moving forwards tomorrow. So today's scheduled group team matches. Earlier today on Court 2, we brought you live continuing coverage of the first tie at 9 o'clock. That was China coming through 3-2 against Indonesia in the Uber Cup. Now we've got Thomas Cup action. Indonesia, the third seeds, doing battle against Korea. Following that at 7 PM, it's the Uber Cup. Thailand against Chinese Taipei. So plenty of great badminton on offer here today. The team sheets, both teams fully loaded, wheeling out the heavy artillery to secure the opening match, spearheaded by Anthony Ginting, world ranked 13, and former world number 1 Son Wan-ho. Then with the world's very best men's doubles team, Gideon and Sakamuljo, who were crestfallen yesterday, they take on unranked Chung and Kim. Following that, there's the fresh Indonesian debuting here, Jonathan Christie, against his nemesis, Heo Kwan-hee, in our penultimate match. Again, another men's doubles rat-a-tat. Ashan and Setyawan ply their trade. Then to round off the afternoon session, it'll be our third men's singles. Kolik against Ha Young-woon. So our athletes are ready, making their way to the court. And this should be an absolute belter. Anthony Ginting and Son Wan-ho. Ginting has been inside the top 10 in February of this year, but just descended 4 spots, down to 13th in the world. 21-year-old boy wonder, 5'7", from West Java, the 4th of 5 siblings. He joined the famed badminton club in Bandung, West Java, and started playing tournaments around 9 years old. 2 years after that, he was scouted. Fast forward a lot, and it's been a fruitful 12 months for young Ginting. He's 13 wins, only 6 losses this year. A couple of titles to his name as well. Head-to-head records, they've played twice, as you can see there. And Son Wan-ho won the last clash. That was in the Denmark Open. 3 tight games though, 21-17 and the decider. And prior to that, a year or 2 years before that, it was in the Korean Open. Ginting won in 3 close games on that occasion, so should be a really nervy nail-biter, this one, in their 3rd ever showing. Anthony Ginting then. 1 BWF World title, World Tour title I should say, to his name. He won the Indonesian Masters Super 500 series, took out Kazumasa Sakai to win the title, the 21-year-old. Unbelievable speed, agility, and that was who he beat in his first match here. Phet Pradab of Thailand. That was indeed his second match because he had beaten the Canadian Ho Shui in straight games, just over half an hour, both of his opening performances. But this is a much sterner test against the world number 2, who is one brilliant competitor, frankly. 30 years old, very experienced, the South Korean, 5'9". primarily a defensive player. He won the Sudirman Cup with the Korean team in 2017. Beat Avi Hingsanon in his only match. Wasn't selected against Canada. They obviously felt that they didn't, you know, they wanted to blood the other players in the team for that one. So he'll be relatively fresh as we say hello today to our umpire Paul Buffum in the perch for this one, and the service judge as well. So Son Wan-ho is always in the contenders conversation at most tournaments, isn't he? He's made 9 semi-finals this season, remarkably, and his most recent was at Birmingham, the All England Open. He's played 17 matches this year and he's won 11, lost 6, and he's pretty much the sort of South Korean standalone in the team, if you will, in terms of pinnacle rankings. But they've certainly a very, very tricky side, the Koreans. The Indonesians, where they're vying for their 14th title here this year. They've had 13 wins and 6 runner-up showings over their vast and heralded history within this Thomas Cup event. For the Koreans, well, they've been 6 times runners-up. And interestingly, these two teams met last in the last edition in Kunshan, China, 2016.
Indonesia, represented by Sinisuka GINTIng. Where
Korea beat China in the quarterfinals, but then lost to Indonesia in the semi-finals. Will they avenge their defeat today, the Koreans?
Play.
Men's singles action then up first. Ginting against Son Wan-ho.
One love.
Great push there, look at that. And then opened up the space.
Service over. 1-all.
This really is a vast step up for both of them, isn't it? Playing against, you know, anytime you get 2 top 15 athletes going toe-to-toe, then you're bound to be in for a tight match from their perspective. And a spectacle from ours. So quick to close that down, Anthony Ginting. He is really super stealthy. Indeed, they both are. Yep, just enough on the cross smash to get it done from Ginting.
3-1.
It's all about bragging rights, isn't it? And getting a good seeding in tomorrow's knockout draw, becoming one of the top 4 seeds that get that preferential treatment. But they certainly have to earn it, that's for sure. Now for the Indonesians, it's a tricky dynamic because they've had a fast turnaround. Remember, they finished almost midnight last night. I took you through that match against Thailand. That was a nervy nail biter. And the Koreans would have been tucked up in bed, kind of watching it in the hotel room, you'd imagine. They had a nice restful day off because they were up on Sunday and Monday in their first 2 wins of the tournament. Took out Canada on Monday, Thailand on Sunday, 3-2. That was on court 1. So sparkling start then for the young talent from Indonesia. And that's a great judgment call from Son Wan-ho.
2-5.
Ginting looking particularly confident from the start, buoyed by the fact that he took the Korean Open title and the Indonesian Masters as well.
Service over. 6-2.
3 quarter-final showings for the younger of the two men. German Open, Malaysia Masters, French Open as well. Excellent, so well disguised there, the
Service over.
cross smash.
3-6.
Holds a bachelor's degree from Inha University in Incheon, does Son Wan-ho. Bright fella, tactically very, very astute and always problematic in a matchup. Well done, just showing all the versatility of his smash.
4-6.
Mixing the directions very well, changing the lines of attack.
Five, 6.
Nibbling away nicely at the lead that the Indonesian had. Well, a bit of a shank, and he knew it, just came right off the edge of the frame,
6-4.
unusually. But he got it done, to the delight of those two, I'm sure, although they remain stone-faced and business-like in their look. Deadlock opening game here. Well done, close that down really quickly. It's a beautiful scene here, 4 courts of hustle and bustle of badminton bonanza here in the Impact Arena. It really is a gorgeous situation, and take your pick on which court you want to watch. A little lucky there.
8-6.
So Ginting, who had that sparkling start, really hit the ground running, came out with 5 consecutive points from the off, but then Son Wan-ho didn't press the panic button. He's had a run of 4 himself. But it's advantage Ginting. Here's the buffer of a couple of points here. Can he hold on and sustain this quality? It's a beautiful cross smash. Such
9-6.
elastic athletes, these guys, in prime condition. They really are. That's a beautiful reverse slice there. Just missing, and of course the drift's going to just haul it that way ever so slightly. Very subtle here. It's moving down from our main camera position, away from our camera, and slightly left to right as well. Well, it has been throughout the last few days.
Service over. 7-10.
Well, he looked so convincing, didn't he, in the match that we brought you yesterday, Anthony Ginting, because he had time on the shuttle. Not quite so today, but he still looks very, very good. Just over pressing there, anxious to get to the turn with a heady lead. There's a nice strike. Got to be wary of the drift when you go down the long line that side. Son Won-ho rushed into error there. It is indeed the young Ginting from Indonesia who takes the lead by 3 points. 11 points to 8 after 8 minutes played on court 2. More of the same. That's what he'll be saying.
Ready to play, Son.
So tough, that coach's role, isn't it? It's easy to sort of over-talk. And, you know, when your charge is in the driving seat, just got to kind of let him go to a certain extent. Maybe reinforce a few of the pre-match tactics or the after-dinner chat that you had with your player last night, maybe. Son Won-ho then with it all to do here, trailing 3 points, but that's we've seen him come out of far more perilous positions than this.
Service over. 9-11.
The accuracy, the precision in which they hit, and the speed, the tempo they move and play at is astounding. The very best in the business, these guys. So strong overhead. That had a lot of chili on it, that smash. Just not quite making that last shot, Son Won-ho. An indication of the pressure that he's under from a very sprightly looking young Indonesian. As always, fresh-faced Anthony Ginting. Acquitting himself really well in this one with a 5-point buffer.
Out.
And just as I say that,
service over.
Service fault pops up.
10-14.
Court 1, Thomas Cup Group C, Japan beat Chinese Taipei 5-0 สนามที่ 1 การแข่งขันประเภททีมชายกลุ่ม C ญี่ปุ่นชนะไต้หวัน 5-0
Again, drift really tugs that one out by quite a distance.
Service over. 15-11.
Just can't seem to entirely settle Son Won-ho from this end. That's a massive hit from Anthony Ginting there, really explosive. He's moving with such urgency and authority out here. And this is a hugely tough ask to beat this man with such defensive prowess as Sun Wan Ho, but look at the way he's just rifling through these smashes. Well done. Thunderous again. Lovely cross smash, really mixing the directions of attack is Ginting.
11.
And his variety, but predominantly his explosivity of movement is serving him really well. Slightly shorter of the two men, not as rangy, but boy is he explosive.
On court 1, Uber Cup Group A, between Japan and India.
Sun Wan Ho challenges, called in.
So challenge then. First of the match for the South Korean. And he'll be desperately hoping this is going to go in his favour because time is running out in the opening game.
Correction, out. Service
Well, that's
over.
a great challenge from him. Eagle-eyed.
12-17.
Court 1, first singles, Japan, represented by Akane Yamaguchi. India, represented by Saina Nehwal.
So good at making his opponents twist and turn, pushing and pulling them all over the court. That was really accurate. Is it now when he makes his surge?
Bird by Hollenbeck from Belgium.
Former world number 1.
สนามที่ 1 ประเภททีมหญิงกลุ่ม A ระหว่างประเทศญี่ปุ่นและประเทศอินเดียหญิงเดี่ยวมือ 1 ประเทศญี่ปุ่นตัวแทนคืออากาเนะยามากุชิ
At the moment, Ginting has all the answers.
จากประเทศบราซิลกรรมการกำกับการส่งลูกเบิร์ดเวนโฮเรนเบนจากประเทศเบลเยียม
Service over. 14-18.
Three points away now then, Ginting. That was absolutely rifled, wasn't it? Shooting gallery stuff right there, and it was directed right at the body of Ginting. He was just unable to move at all, barely flinched at the speed of that. So remember Sun Wan Ho with the latest win in 2017, a month after his loss to Ginting in the September. He won in October of last year at the Denmark Open. But he's got his work cut out now, the former world number 1, against this young man who just seems to be evolving beautifully with his skills. Oh, he's just rushed it, snatched it.
Service over. 16-19.
Oh, that's a great dig from Ginting, but to no avail. Son Wan-ho so quick to close and always expecting the shuttle back. That was mesmeric,
17-19.
breathtaking quality from both here. Look at the precision of hits and masterful shuttle control. Wonderful play. So he's keeping an ever menacing presence in this set, this man, isn't he? As anticipated, coming in here, Ginting would have sort of prepared his mind for these kind of moments and maybe run a few visual loops prior to coming out here and prior to putting his head on the pillow last night for sleep. It's all about kind of preempting every situation for these high-level athletes whose games hinge on a knife edge, frankly. A 1% drop off, and suddenly you get savaged at this level. Can Ginting hold on, or will someone want Ho have his way?
Play. (18-19).
Just a little tight there, and suddenly, how about this?
19-all.
Back to deadlock again. He's Houdini-esque, this man, isn't he? The Korean, with the serving advantage, rightly taking his time. Oh, that's huge from him. Really big hit there.
White court, please. Game point 19.
What a turnaround it's been. He really has turned on the style over the last few points, has Son Wan-ho. None more so than right there. Ginting giving his all, straining every sinew to turn the point around, but it was so well struck. There was hang time on that smash. So, from nowhere, game point, Son Wan-ho.
Play.
Oh, that is a very brave leave from Anthony Ginting, who kind of approached that nonchalantly. Everybody around here thought that was going to find the line, but he knew different. Let's see it again. Look at this. Came off the net cord. Did indeed just land wide. Wasn't by much. Surprised Son Wan-ho didn't challenge there. Deadlock again then.
Service over. 21-20.
Well, they'll be enjoying what they're seeing, the Korean bench. And teetered, didn't it? Thought about wriggling over that one. So another game point opportunity then for the South Korean. On his own serve again. Can he put the game to bed here? Yes, he can indeed. 22-20. He snatches the opening game. And the body language of Anthony Ginting says it's all. So Son Wan-ho through the opening game here.
다양성도 있지만 다양성보다 훨씬 직선이 많아요. 결정타죠. 풀스매싱 때리는 거는 왼쪽을 컵을 잘 올려야 돼요.
올라가는 것도 잡아서 하면 다른 데가 편하게 올라가면 맞거든요.
He's always in the contenders conversation wherever he goes, isn't he? Around these big tournament draws with his ghostly speed.
왜냐면 차고 나가면 굉장히 좋으니까 지가 준비를 하고 있든 안 하고 아주 오르니까 차고 나가면 굉장히 좋으니까 빵 풀스매싱 때려야 돼요. 그럼 올리지 말라는 게 아니라 늦었다고 해서 그 앞에 가면 아니지 푸시면 맞기도 하니까 올라가고 일단 깔아줘야지. 깔아주고
찬성 공격만데 공격을 봐야 돼. 수비만 넣고 찬성은 나가다 나오면 맞게 나가 딱히 빠르다.
저쪽에서 이쪽으로는 좀 훨씬 더. 물론 많은 쪽에서도 안 나가는 건 아니지만 저쪽에서 이쪽이 훨씬 더 스피드가 이렇게 나가니까.
Court 2, 20 seconds.
Well, you'd imagine he wants to check his back pocket, Ginting, because that game was stolen, wasn't it, frankly? He had the lead the whole way and did a really good job, and he'll have to now try and avoid that flat feeling, having laid it all out there and, well, relatively nothing to show. Son Wan-ho snatched the opener from nowhere. Here he is, the South Korean, at the start of game 2, game to the good for him. It was amazing. There was a terrific cross block off the backhand there that was just mesmerizingly accurate. Ginting probably fully aware that he's got to put in a 9 to 10 out of 10 performance to really scalp this man. Beautifully done. He's found the line.
1-all.
And again,
2-1.
a couple of unusual decisions from Son Wan-ho to leave the shuttle there, as he did on the penultimate point as well. Not like him to get those wrong time and again. Yeah, it was always going, wasn't it, that one? You could see it.
Service over. 2-all.
Son Wan-ho now really mixing his strokes to good effect and starting to attack a little more, though he's primarily a defensive candidate. Oh, that's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Silky hand skills from the net there from
3-2.
Ginting with the straight drop. Let's see it again. Look at this. So disguised as well. He was sold on the push with Sun Won-ho.
Two.
Oh, that is big.
Service over.
8 years more experience, 8 years older, Sun Won-ho.
3-4.
And he's just that little bit rangier in terms of his height, leverage. And he just gets that real spike on the smash. As does Ginting, but he's really got a red line to get it. Oh, that's the problem. Sun Won-ho so quick, so athletic that you sense you have to play it tighter to the net. And well, that's when that wounding error creeps in. Look at that, driving the point beautifully, engineering the situation, and then just, well, gets it all wrong. Easy from here, though, isn't it? As they were in the opening game, just kind of level pegging. Neither of these two athletes can break away from the other. Such is the quality. It certainly has lived up to its billing, hasn't it, this match?
Service over. 5-all. White court, please. White court, please. Absolutely. Showing, please.
Doused in sweat, as you see from the bottom of his shirt. He's been putting it in such an industrious effort out here. And he must have felt really shortchanged at the back end of that opening game, Anthony Ginting, having led all the way. At one stage, he had a 5-point buffer midway through the opening game, and then, well, it was just ripped away from him at the 11th hour. Can he hold on here and detain the former world #1? Hands down, says the line judge.
6-5.
No challenge from the Korean. He humbly, graciously accepts the call. Yeah, well, I'm with Sun Won-ho. I thought that was going to go, but it somehow didn't carry with the drift.
Right.
Big flat backhand.
Service over.
Rushing Ginting into error.
6-7.
See it again. Look at this. Really struck that firmly. There's a lot of thumb involved there. that's nicely done. Precision strike to secure the point from Ginting.
8-6.
Now he's broken away with a cushion of 2 points here. Can he sustain this high level? Well, he's found that as well. Still no challenge from Song Won-ho. You can barely believe that. So slim were the margins of Ginting making it. Let's see it again. Miraculous. Well, that goes down as an unforced error for sure from Song Won-ho. He won't like that. He's a man who will be reeling inside at the loss of that, to him, routine straight smash. Looked at the string bed as if to say, was it that? But it wasn't. Has to shoulder full responsibility for that error. So Ginting then with a 4-point lead, as he was in the opening game. We had a 5-point lead. That's called long as well.
11-6.
And there we are. Ginting can breathe a sigh of relief as he walks to his kit box. He's 11-6 up in the second game, having lost the opener.
Tapi harus yakinkan bahwa kamu menang. Struknya kalah, semuanya kalah, kok bisa kalah? Kamu sendiri berubah pikiran atau cepat-cepat mematikan. Ya, ini masih penting. Ya, ayo.
Well, he should be really pleased with himself over the last few minutes or so. He's really got a grip of this match again, but he did this in the opener. Now this time he will be rather more guarded, you would suggest, not inferring that he was in any way complacent in the opener, but it was just that this man in your picture really raised the bar when he needed to most. And that's the issue. It's not all about Ginting and his quality. Song Won-ho's so good at riding the storm when another player's in that purple patch and then just suddenly breaking back when they least expect it. That said, though, I would delight in seeing a deciding game.
12-6. Service over. 7-12.
And you kind of sense that in keeping with their other previous two matches where they've split showings, they've both been 3-game encounters.
Service over. 13-7.
You could see he was questioning himself there. Did I do the right thing, or should I have let that go? He plays it and then looks back to where it might have landed in his mind's eye. Drift carries it wide. That's the danger zone when you hit down that line. Now, question on everybody's lips, and particularly the Indonesians, is does he have enough to keep Song Won-ho at bay? Couple of unforced errors.
14.
Almost trying a little too hard, maybe getting ahead of himself. Needs to stay in the moment. One of the easiest things to say from a coaching perspective, but the most difficult things to do. It's a brilliant point from the Korean.
10-14.
3 in a row for him now. Court attendant on, mopping up after this. Look at all the work rate of Anthony Ginting, just trying to stay with Son Wan-ho here, and the full length dive there, recovers, tries to make this, but lifts it long of the back line. Three consecutive points for this man, who remains stone-faced. He doesn't give a lot away. He's a very quiet man by nature, very humble. But what a player he is.
Thank you. Play.
Pretty sure that's 4 points in a row for Son Wan-ho. Got all the answers right now. He's got a really good read on the patterns of play of Anthony Ginting, and he looks extremely focused.
Son Wan-ho challenges, called out.
Well, he's on a run of 5 points here, the Korean. Wonderful passage of play for him, and that is a terrific challenge from him as well to make it 6.
13-14.
He does this, doesn't he? He just goes through these tears of points when you least expect him. He just got that ability to shift into a higher gear, as all top players have. And an utmost level of self-trust in his skill level. So tough for Ginting, who's roaring at himself to try and get himself going to the next level. Take that and I raise you, Son Wan-ho. All the answers right now as he draws level in this second game, again as he did in the opener, having been right down. Well, that's 7 points in a row now. Well, Ginting is challenging.
Ginting challenges, called in.
Is it a challenge spurned out of desperation and need for a breather, or is it genuine as we head upstairs to see what Hawkeye has to say? Well, unsuccessful. He was on the line.
Challenge unsuccessful.
8th.
One challenge remaining.
8th consecutive point
15-14.
for Son Wan-ho. 9 in a row. He has been masterful over the last 5 to 10 minutes.
15-all.
Playing some breathtaking badminton. Look at this, all the answers. Just seems to be at the right place at the right time. Now I've got that down in my book as he is particularly focused. The decision making, the middle contact, the athleticism, it all comes together when you're utterly focused and involved with what you're doing. There we are.
16,
He is human.
15.
A wry smile breaks out over his face because he knows he had plenty of time on shuttle there. Just got a little over audacious with that one.
Thank you.
Well, no wonder he looks increasingly fragile. With an opponent like that at the other end, anybody would be. Nibbling away at his psyche all the time. That's in as well. It's hands down from the lines judge. Compounding the misery on Ginting, who's trying his heart out here.
Between Thailand and Canada. Second doubles. Thailand, represented by พิพิธพล พวงพวกเพชร และ ตนุพัฒน์ วิริยังกูล Canada, represented by Jonathan Vincent Lai and Thai Alexander Rinderman. Umpire, Stefan Bennett from France. Service judge, Nguyen Pham Thuy-An from Vietnam.
สนามที่ 4 ประเภททีมชายกลุ่ม B ระหว่างประเทศไทยและประเทศแคนาดาชายคู่มือ 2 ประเทศไทยตัวแทนคือนิพิพล พวงพวกเพชร และตนุพัฒน์ วิริยังกูล ประเทศแคนาดาตัวแทนคือโจนาธาน วินสันหลาย และไทย อเล็กซานเดอร์ เรนเดอร์ กรรมการผู้ตัดสิน สเตฟาน เวเนตจากประเทศฝรั่งเศส กรรมการกำกับการส่งลูก เหรียญทองเคยอ่านจากประเทศเวียดนาม
Can he hold on? That's what everyone's thinking right now. Indonesian fans desperately hope so. A rare unforced error from Son Wan-ho.
16.
Ginting breaks to the front again, commendably. Really playing some tidy, consistent badminton now. But you just don't think he's out of the woods yet in this game. Now that's a better leave. That one did just spill long of the back line.
16.
He was a star last night, wasn't he? That man, Firman Abdul Kolik, ranked 92 in the world, had a good win yesterday. It was a dead rubber, but he played very, very well against Wancharoen of Thailand.
Service over. 17-19.
Beg your pardon, it wasn't Wancharoen, it was Thongwam, of course, that Kolik beat yesterday. Do apologise. Straight games, inside 45 minutes. Pushed it long.
18-19.
Well, the Koreans look remarkably reassured, don't they, in their number as they watch Son Wan-ho, their master, who has led them through so many wonderful situations like this over the years, the 29-year-old. He's been an absolute rock in these kind of situations. Can he do so here? Right up against it, trailing 18-19, second game. Good judgment call. Ginting pushes long again.
19-all.
Deadlock. Who's going to blink first? Three in a row for Son Wan-ho. No surprises there. He really does bring his best when he needs it most.
19.
And he's engineered a match point opportunity now as a consequence of all of his due diligence.
What call?
Thank you. Play.
It's a monster hit and a timely one from the Indonesian number one today.
20-all.
He redlined at that. He knew he had to because of the defensive prowess of Son Wan-ho. He's so good at blocking those back to awkward parts of the court. So one match point saved. See it again. Look at the physicality here. Lights out. Ginting crumbles at the net.
Service over.
Just tries to keep the straight
21,
net shot
20.
too tight. And it's a second match point for the Koreans, and they're loving what they see right now.
Play now.
It is sublime from Son Wan-ho, who comes through in straight games against a talented performer from Indonesia, Anthony Ginting. 22-20, 21-19. Son Wan-ho through, gets a point on the board for South Korea, and well, he'll be absolutely elated at that because he was under the pump throughout from Ginting, who led in both games. But somehow, miraculously, the defensive player turned it around, as he has done so often in his glittering career. And this was how he put it to bed. Well done. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with a men's doubles action next. Gideon and Sakamul Yo against Chung and Kim of Korea. But for now, Korea 1-0 up in this match.